good morning. Now I'm doing this video again because obviously it went straight to my stories, but I want to upload it to my IGTV. So today I am talking about something that I've got a bit of an expertise in. Just obviously disclaimer, I am not a total expert, but I like talking about it anyway. So today I am talking about how I still use cloth nappies now that I am back at work from maternity leave. So I've been back from maternity leave since August, and I've actually been using the cloth nappies since Emily was born. So Emily goes to nursery on a Tuesday, Wednesday and a Thursday, and I always like to make sure that she's got at least 6 nappies at the nursery just in case there's an extra accident. They usually change her about 3 times a day. Now, what I do is that I have been recently following the clean cloth nappies method. It's on a group on Facebook. It's been really helpful for me. So what I do first is whenever we have dirty cloth nappies, I will always put them here into our nappy bucket. Now, inside our nappy bucket, we used to have a little bag, but what happened was that after a while of putting it in the machine, the string came out. So what I do is I just chuck the nappies in there, and then whenever I put a nappy wash into the machine, I'll just always clean that out either with a Dettol wipe or with just soap and water. So the routine that I use for the machine, so the machine's going at the moment because one of my cloth nappy washes is in, is that I will always, sorry, I'll try and zoom in here, is I will always put a rinse on first, and that usually takes about 21 minutes. Then next what I tend to do, again, sorry, it's a bit weird with the selfie mode, is that I will then wash the nappies at 40 degrees, doing a quick wash. Now, what I tend to use is I will fill one of these about a quarter of the way, because you don't want to have, you don't want to use a huge amount of detergent. Detergent actually can reduce the absorbency of the cloth nappy, so you don't want to use a huge amount. Then I tend to use a non-bio detergent. My favourite at the moment is the Persil, but I tend to kind of dabble between that and Fairy depending on what's on offer from Lidl, I'm going to be honest. Then what we do is once the fast wash is finished, because so this is the wash that is currently on at the moment, it is a very slow wash, the eco wash, and then I've actually put some extra water in it, again just to do an extra rinse, because so when I first rinse, obviously lots of the particles come out. I try my best to rinse all the rubbish out beforehand, but it doesn't always work, which is why I do the quick wash afterwards, because then that really gets rid of all those particles, and then you can do the long wash. Sometimes when I do the long wash, I will actually put our whites in as well, because that quick wash has gotten rid of most of the particles. I don't mind so much if the whites go in. So once that wash is then finished, what I then do is, if the weather is nice, I will always try and peg the nappies on the line. Obviously very nice, helps to freshen everything up, but because of the fact it's February and it's a bit drizzly outside, I am going to have to use the tumble dryer, which, as most mothers will tell you, is a completely invaluable piece of equipment. But with cloth nappies, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what my typical cloth nappies look like. So typically I will use a nappy that I have to stuff myself. So what I do is I will use standard nappy, insert, fleece liner. And what I tend to do is that the nappy, the fleece liner and the insert go in the dryer. And this is the wrap that goes on the outside to help keep water away from baby's clothes. This goes on an airer because of the fact that, because it's got a sort of plasticky liner, you obviously don't want it going in the tumble dryer because that means that it reduces its absorbency. You also don't want to put it on the radiator as well because it might lead to some melting. So once these nappies are all dry, then what I do is I will try and pre-stuff some wet bags ready for Emily to go to nursery. So as I said, Emily goes to nursery 3 times a week. I tend to wash the cloth nappies on a Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and then I tend to not wash anything over the weekend. I've actually got about 30 to 40 nappies, so she's usually absolutely fine in terms of the amount that we've got spare. Now these are the wet bags that I tend to use. They're from Tilly and Jasper. They are large, they're really good. So if I'm not using them for nappies, I tend to use them for swimming lessons. Stephanie goes to swimming on a Monday and Emily goes to swimming on a Sunday. So then what I do is so here's ones I made earlier, Blue Peter style, is that I will say pre-stuff 3 nappies and then put them into those wet bags. Then once all those 3 wet bags are full and stuffed, I will either leave them hanging in the cloakroom next to the door, or if I've had time and if the pushchair is up and ready, I will put them under the pushchair for my husband. Husband takes the girls to nursery because of the fact that I have to be at work by 8 a.m. And I think that is pretty much it for what I do with the nappies. So just to summarise, I rinse, do a short wash, do a long wash with an extra rinse. Then I'll put the nappies in the dryer apart from the wrap, which then goes on an airer. And then what I do is, if I've got all the wet bags together, I will put at least 3 nappies in all of them, and then I will hang them up by the door or put them in the pushchair. If you've got any questions, just shoot me a line. I'm always happy to answer them. Obviously, I do like cloth nappies. I've been doing them for 18 months. Anyway, I will talk to you guys all soon. Have a nice day. Bye.